what's up you guys? It's Kim, and I've been giving this whole booktube thing a try, and I never made a new to booktube tag video. What is my life? I am a failure. So, this is me. This is my bookshelf. This is a glass of wine. This is my favorite candy. And this is that video. So stick around if you want to learn a little bit about me and my booktube channel and books I'm reading and books I'm gonna be reading and books I've read and authors I like and all sorts of bookish goodness. Yes, we're gonna get started with that right about now. This particular tag was started by Trina over at Between Chapters. I'll leave a link to her video down below so you can go check that out as well and check out her channel. I'm subscribed to her. She's great. She's fantastic. Go check her out. Where are you joining us from? I am currently in upstate New York. However, this summer 2016, I'm very excited. I'm going to be moving out to Tennessee, Nashville area. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in Nashville or in a town just outside of Nashville, but Nashville is the goal by this summer, and I'm very excited about that. How old are you? I am 24 years old. I will be 25 in October. Why did you join BookTube? I really love books, obviously, or I wouldn't be making these videos. I love reading books, I love talking about books, but the problem is I read books that 99% of the people in my life haven't read, such as the Red Rising trilogy, or Red Queen, or basically everything on my bookshelf with the exception of the Harry Potter series. So I figured if I joined this booktube community, I would find other people who enjoy reading similar books to me, or I could find other people who read these same books, and we could talk, and we could fangirl, and we can sit there and just go, oh my god, about the books that we have that reaction to, which is all of them. What is the meaning of your channel name? My channel name is my first name and my middle name, Kimberly Anna. Nothing fancy, no code to decipher, no secret meaning, just my first name and my middle name. What types of books do you read or do you want to talk about on here? A lot of what I read is fantasy. I love fantasy books, and young adult, like young adult fantasy, young adult romance, basically anything in that young adult category. I really find myself drawn to, especially young adult fantasy. Who are some of your favorite authors? I love James Patterson. I love Stephen King. These are not young adult authors. What am I doing with my life? I love Alexandra Bracken. She wrote the Darkest Minds trilogy as well as Passenger, which I'm reading right now. I really like. Lurleen McDaniel is another one of my favorites, and that's all I can think off the top of my head. So that's what we're gonna go with. 4 is a good number for favorites, I guess. What is the last book you read? I just finished reading Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. It took a little bit for me to get into this book. The first about 70-ish pages, I was kind of like, I don't wanna. I don't. But I'm really glad I stuck with it because probably after about like 80 or so pages, I could not put this book down. I absolutely loved it. I liked watching the relationships between the characters grow, especially like with Matthias and the whole rest of the group, because Matthias was really like the outsider there. Inej was my favorite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Inej was my favorite. And who else? All of them. All of them were my favorites, really. I liked Kaz's backstory. I liked Inej as a character. I love Jesper and Waylon, and I shipped them so hard. Like, I really shipped Jesper and Waylon so hard. It wasn't even a romance book, and I was like, this needs to happen. This really needs to happen. So I was happy. When the book ended, my first thought was, oh my god, I need a sequel. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This book. A sequel. I need one. Now. Please. What are you currently reading? Right now, I am currently reading Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I like this book a lot, but it's like, it doesn't hold my interest. When I'm reading it, I don't want to put it down. I'm like, this book is so good. I love this book. But once I stop reading it, like when I put it down to go take a shower or to eat dinner or to go to work, I find it really hard to want to go back to. Like, I stare at it and I'm just like, Maybe later. Maybe. So I'm kind of conflicted about how I feel about this book. I want to say I like it, but it doesn't hold my interest enough to want to go back to it when I put it down. So I'm not so sure. What do you use for a bookmark? So, backstory for what I use for a bookmark. In summer of 2014, I went to Australia. It was amazing. It was the best 3 weeks of my entire life. I didn't want to come home. I absolutely loved it. I saw some of the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets that I've ever seen in my life. I saw a bunch of kangaroos in the wild. Like, that was crazy. I mean, like, I know that kangaroos are in Australia, but for some reason, like, seeing them all over the place in the wild, like in the outback, was really weird. They were like everywhere. They're like deer here in New York. For my final project for that class, I actually had to make a children's book. So I made this Australia A to Z book and put pictures that I took and facts that I learned. There's me holding a koala. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I'm holding a koala. There's another picture of me holding a koala and also a snake, and that's at Bungalow Bay Koala Village. We went snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef. And look at this waterfall. Isn't that pretty? That's Milla Falls. And we had tea at the Narada Tea Plantation. So anyway, that was a nice sidetrack of me talking about being in Australia, because why would I not talk about that? So anyway, when we came back to the States, I had $5 left of Australian money, and I didn't want to change it back to US dollars, and so this is my bookmark. This $5 Australian bill. Do you guys call it a bill or a note? This Australian $5 thing is my bookmark. It fits right there. It's lovely. And I love it. I don't even remember what I used for a bookmark before this, because I've been using this for a bookmark for like almost 2 years. I think before I would just use like a tissue or a receipt or literally anything I could grab that would act as a bookmark. Show us your current TBR pile. Oh my god, I have so many things in my TBR pile, you guys. You're gonna laugh at me. So the books that I have currently in my possession that I still have to read are these ones here. The Kiss of Deception, which I got for Christmas. A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I also got for Christmas. I am really excited to read this book. Hush Hush was another Christmas present. The Girl of Fire and Thorns I bought months ago. I want to say like in October, and I've not gotten around to it. I bought it because the cover's beautiful. I know nothing about this book. Very excited to read it though, because of that cover. Walk on Earth, A Stranger by Ray Carson, which I bought because I bought this book, and I was like, oh, Ray Carson, I liked that author. I'm gonna buy another one of her books. And so I bought this book, and then I was like, wait, I never read the book by her that I bought. I don't know if I like this author. But that cover's beautiful, so that's a thing. Wolf by Wolf, which everyone is raving about, so I'm also very excited to read. And The Imposter Queen. Yeah. So those are the books that I currently have in my possession that I still need to read. Books that are coming in the mail that I've pre-ordered are Morning Star by Pierce Brown, Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, Half Something, The Third and the Half Bad Trilogy by Sally Green, and I think that's it. Phew, that's a lot of books. Which do you prefer, hardback or paperback? I prefer my books to be in hardcover. They last better that way. You could hit someone over the head with them. Did that come out of my mouth? That may have just come out of my mouth. Hardcover. Ebooks or physical books? Okay, so here's the thing. I really hate the feel of paper. I don't know why, but I do. To the point where I used to write like this with my hand inside my shirt sleeve so I wouldn't have to touch the paper. I hate the way paper feels. I cringe. It makes me uncomfortable. I hate it. That being said, my sister got me a Kindle for Christmas one year, and I read it. I used it a lot for probably about 2 months, and I found that I really missed holding a book in my hands, having that physical copy of the book. Owning books or borrowing books? I prefer owning books. I like to own my books so I can read them again whenever I want. What book or series got you into reading? I have literally always loved reading. According to my grandparents, we went to the store and I was really well behaved, and so they bought me a present, and in that case it was a book. And we were going back home. We lived in Maine at the time. My grandparents were visiting. We were going back home, and I was like, I wanted them to read the book. Read me this book, read me this book, read me this book. And they kept telling me, wait until we get home. Wait until we get home. Wait until we get home. And I somehow managed to get the book, and I sat there in the back seat of the car and sounded out Hop on Pop by myself at about 3 years old. And I don't think I've put books down since then. How did you discover BookTube? Through Pierre Ford's videos. I have been subscribed to Pierre Ford for quite some time because I absolutely love her Maximum Ride short films. I think that she is incredibly talented. And then she started talking about book-related things, and I was like, oh hey, that's kind of cool. And I started clicking on the related videos, and I stumbled into this whole BookTube community, BookTube world, and I love it. And so thank you, Pierre Ford, if you ever watch this, for making your Max Ride videos, which I absolutely love, and for talking about books, because you led me into this world and this community that I enjoy. And yeah. What challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? I think that my biggest challenge is going to be not being lazy and actually making videos, because I am hella lazy. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10 on lazy, I'm like a hardcore 15. So sitting down, making videos, because I have to basically rearrange my whole bedroom in order to make videos. Like, I've got to move my laundry hamper into the closet. I've got to take out the totes that I set my camera on so it's up high enough, move my heater out from the center of the room. It's just a lot of, I don't want to. So I think my biggest challenge is going to be actually making videos. And finally, where else can we find you? Link up, post your social media. I will post the links to my Tumblr, my Instagram, my Goodreads page, all that good stuff in the comments below. So if you want to find me on there, just go ahead, click the description, and clickety click, 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 click on things. Yes. So that's that. That is it. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. That was awkward because I don't normally say that. And that's that. That is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for being amazing. Bye. Go ahead and click that like button. Yep. Like, click it, click it, click it, click it, click it, click it. Bye.